Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukutali.
And a good morning to you. This is Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo and broadcasting on TV1, a Capital Maharaja company. And this morning, it's on everybody's mind. Is there hope at COPE? And what is the scope of COPE? Let's find out, because right here in our studios this morning, we have Dr. Nalinda Jatissa, JVP, member of COPE. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning.
And welcome to Newsline. And we've also got the long-standing public interest activist, senior banker, trade unionist, Mr. Rusri Palatenapun. Good morning to you, Mr. Rusri.
Good morning, Faraz.
It's actually good seeing you, because I often wonder whether you have come to any harm. And but then that is what this government has achieved, this freedom to have discussions like this.
Nothing of the sort has happened yet.
Wonderful. Not yet. You were expecting something bad. Now then, everybody, this thing is on everybody's mind. From Tangol to Maho to Jaffna to Talamana to Trincomalee, Gaul, Hambantota, you name it, Kandy, Kurunagala, everywhere. Everybody's talking about some form of scam at the central bank. Mahabankwe Wanchawak. Tell us, Doctor, have you come to a conclusion? Has COPE come to a conclusion? Who has done what? Was there anything wrong on the part of Arjuna Mahendran?
Yes, definitely. Finally, all the members of COPE, that is, there are 26 members. For the last meeting, 23 participated. So all agreed the recommendations done by the chairman of COPE, and we have identified what happened in the central bank and where the scam occurred. Then who are the accused people? First one, former governor, and who supported him as the officers of the central bank. Then we have recommended the legal actions even to take regarding this scam.
And what would you say, what did you all find? Where was the origin of this scam? Was it the meeting?
Yes, but we have limitations in the COPE.
Right.
So COPE had to investigate.
Yeah.
So from 2015 February to 2016 May. So the first bond issue in 2015 February 27th.
Yeah.
Then last one 2016 May March 29th.
Right.
But during the investigations, we found that this scam started at the meeting at Finance Ministry.
That was before, in February.
Yes, before February. That was consisting of the former central bank governor.
Yeah.
Finance minister.
Yeah.
Then Kabir Hashim is the minister of highways.
Yes.
Then Mr. Malik Samaravikrama.
Yes, but yes, go on.
Yes.
Yes.
He participated to that meeting not as a parliamentarian, but the advice of the Prime Minister.
Right.
So
yeah. Okay. Go on.
Yeah. So this scam started at this meeting. Yeah.
But Doctor, if you listen to the transcript of the Prime Minister's statement in Parliament on that day, when he put his hands in his pockets and looked around the chamber and he inquired if anybody knew about bonds, suggesting perhaps that only he knew about bonds. I was surprised that Dr. Amunagama didn't raise his hand up, because he should have known. But anyway, when he told us everything, but you told us one extra name. He told us about Kabir Hashim, he told us about the governor, he told us about Ravi Karunanak in his capacity as Minister of Finance. But he didn't tell us that Malik Samaravikrama was present. Why? Did he forget?
No. I think he has something to hide.
Well, Shamir Rasuddin spoke to Mr. Samaravikrama, he was director of news at the time, and he asked him, and he said he was there. And when we asked him if what was the chairman of the UNP doing at a meeting deciding on state funding requirements, he said, no, you don't understand, Shamir. I was there as the advisor to the Prime Minister.
Yes.
So what is the specialist advice that Malik Samaravikrama has to offer on the requirement of state funding? I mean, he's a businessman.
Yes, we can understand why he was there. Now, let's see. This is the 21-month long process. I mean, it happened. So there were so many times that the Prime Minister intervened that issue.
Right.
So when the Prime Minister himself couldn't participate that meeting, he directed Malik Samaravikrama as his agent.
Right.
Yes.
Usually agents get commission. We don't. That's what agents get. But anyway, in this case, he was just a representative. No commission. Okay. So get that out here. Head legal department. I've said that. Right? Now then, Mr. Rusripalan, how significant is that? Do you agree that that is the start of this entire saga?
For us, this I'm unhappy about this investigation so far conducted into this affair, because I think we are only superficially investigating into what transpired at the central bank end, but we are not investigating into how this was hatched to be done in this form over a period of time.
Yes, but obviously that is beyond the scope of COPE.
That's a different issue. Whether it is within the scope of the COPE or whether it is outside is a different matter. As a member of the public,
you have hope.
We are hoping that everything will come to light. Should come to light. Nothing should be concealed in this thing, because we see a series of happenings, a series of important events one after the other, which creates some amount of suspicion in the minds of the onlookers in this matter.
And the onlookers being the public.
The public. Now see, I go back to the time when the constitutional amendments were made in this country.
Right.
There were provision in the constitution to provide for the appointment of the Attorney General, the appointment of the Auditor General by a constitutional body. Very strangely, the appointment of the Governor of the Central Bank was left out.
Very significant.
He should have been brought in.
Was it omission by design, by commission, by error?
The entire legislature lost in that process. You know, they were all engaged in the executive powers of the country and so on. They did not know the intricacies involved. Somebody had a plan. Someone in this country had a plan, a very intricate plan at that. And these pieces, when they are put together, they form into a jigsaw.
But it's very interesting that a member of COPE, we're relishing this, I am anyway, that a member of COPE is here. Now, tell us, what did you find? Did you find that Mr. Mahendran acted without authority of the Monetary Board?
Yes. In the first bond issue in 27th February, initially the central bank decided to bid for 1 billion. Then it has increased up to 10. How it happened? The COP revealed that Mr. Arjun Mahendran, he indicated on the paper, and he asked from the head of the
Public
Department, why don't you go for 10? It's very significant words. Why don't you go for 10? And then according to his words, his instructions, public debt department had to make a document according to that instructions.
Right.
And after that, he went to the monetary board. It's not the tradition of the central bank.
It should be the other way around.
Other way around.
So, okay, so he did, he took up more. But I have a little note here. There was an extension of time, 15 minutes.
Yes.
In February,
Yeah.
in that bond. So in that 15-minute extra time, so all you people who follow football will understand this, extra time. In extra time, the 15 minutes, was it then that the Bank of Ceylon made its bid for 13 billion?
Yes.
And that was a bid on behalf of Perpetual?
Yeah. If the bid closed by 1 billion,
Yeah.
Perpetual Treasuries was not there.
Right.
They were not at least among first 7 bidders.
Right.
But when it expanded up to 10,
Yeah.
out of 10, Perpetual Treasuries bid for 5 billion.
Right.
Yes. If it goes to, if it had gone to 20 billion, their share was 13 billion.
Right.
So, the COP, that's why COP recommended
Yeah.
for forensic investigation, because we had to.
So they have recommended for forensic investigation.
Yes.
Bravo.
I mean that is that's why that depend on the judicial reactions.
Yeah.
I mean, COP sometimes COP can't recommend those are the steps
Yeah.
this court has to take. But we recommended, we discussed in the COP
Yeah.
that forensic investigation should do it.
I see.
Yeah.
That's wonderful news, because we on this network, we have been always calling for a forensic analysis and forensic audit of this thing. In fact, but do you think the Auditor General has the money? Who will pay for this?
But we have to
We have to find it.
find, yes.
But we have to vote for it in Parliament. And there is this issue about the majority.
Let's see this, the issue not finished today. I think the main part of the issue started today.
Yes, indeed. Now, what's the delay? Do you think the report will be out today?
Yes, definitely.
What about the translation?
You see, if we have the strong political determination,
Yeah.
any report can present to the Parliament within 24 hours. That happened during the issue of Mrs. Bandaranaike, Shirani Bandaranaike. But from the beginning, some of the officers in the Parliament even, they are trying to delay the issuing of report. Also translation issues, computers, printing matters. But till 11 p.m. yesterday, the COP chairman he was in the Parliament, and the UNP members, they were putting their footnote. Anyway, this morning, the COP chairman will submit the report to the Parliament.
Wonderful news, actually. Wonderful. Well done. Well done. And for all those people who tried to delay this and so on, well, sorry, better luck next time. But this time, COP under Mr. Handunetti, well done, actually. Excellent news. But what's next? The public don't want to hear that you all have found this. We want to know what's next. What will happen next?
We have recommended to follow up the recommendations made by the COP as a Parliament. Then as a party now we are talking about the legal actions. One side we hope to go to the court. Then this second line to the public.
So who will investigate this? Do you think it will be the CID or the FCID?
We need special mechanism on this issue.
So perhaps, what do you say? Would you like to see a presidential commission of inquiry?
Maybe, yes.
What about you, Mr. Rusipale? Do you have any reservations on that?
I do.
I thought I saw you
Under Standing
there.
Order 126,
Okay.
the COP is entitled and authorized to give directives to the public institution about which they are investigating matters. And it is said in those notes that public institution is bound to carry out those directives as directives binding on them. For in this instance, the question of going to courts is a different one, but the COP can give a directive to the central bank, being a public authority, to take certain actions. And when that happens, the minister in charge of that institution, Prime Minister, will have to be bound by the directives given by the COP. Now, there are examples for us in the history. In 2003, the insurance corporation was sold and it was challenged.
Yeah.
In 2007, the COP went into it.
Yeah.
And it is in 2009 the Supreme Court annulled it.
Indeed. So
we have history in this country.
Wonderful. Now then, everybody talks about this Mahabankwe, Wanchawa and so on. But I don't think anyone, don't you think we should put it into perspective? Shall we go through the processes? The first thing was the flawed meeting, where we had the Prime Minister telling us who was at the meeting. Finance Minister, Highways Minister, Governor Central Bank, Treasury Secretary, and he didn't tell us that Malik Samaravikrama was there. So we found that out. So there comes the media. All right. Then that was one step. Now, do we know, Doctor, whether that decision, that request of 15 billion, do we know whether they sent that officially, that request to the central bank?
No.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Right. That's interesting.
Because that's why I said this COP investigation started from the bond issue happened in February 27,
right.
2015.
So it didn't go
Yes.
just a bit behind back.
Yes.
Pity. All right. Now then, next step. We have the governor, who you say he's acted, he admits to News First on air, on a recording, speaking to Shamir Rasuddin. He says, I take responsibility for not informing the primary dealers that the requirement changed from 1 to 10. He says he takes responsibility. He says he didn't have enough time. Fine. Then we have this wonderful situation where in this supposedly new system, his son-in-law's company gets 3 billion at 12.5%, 1 billion at 12.24%, and another billion ranging from 11.5 to 11.99. In the instance of the 12s, the average was about 11.99. The average was 11.99. But in the instance of the 3 billion and the 1 billion, they were the highest rates awarded at that tender. Now then, we then have a statement from the Prime Minister in which he says that it is he who ordered the change of the system.
Yeah.
Now the media has been left to point this out. The Monetary Law Act says that it is the decision of the Monetary Board that governs the running of the central bank. So was Mr. Mahendran at fault for taking the instructions from the Prime Minister? Did he tell you in court, did Mr. Mahendran say that he got the instructions from the Prime Minister?
Yes. Not that was recorded in the.
That's in oral evidence.
Yes, oral evidence, and some of the UNP COP members they revealed that issue that the direct placement changed to the auction
Yes.
on the instructions of the Prime Minister.
Right.
But in the later period, these UNPS trying to stressed in the COP that auction is the tradition
Right.
of this bond.
But it's
issue.
not.
It's not.
It's not.
Yes.
From the time of A.S. Jayawardena
Yes.
and so on, it was not.
But after the this appointment of Arjun Mahendran,
Yeah.
there was a significant deviation since 2015 March.
Yeah.
The bonds took 100% from the auction. That is totally against the manual
Yeah.
of central bank.
There you are. Then of course we have these are the significant timelines. We have the president orders an inquiry, and immediately the minister in charge of the subject of the central bank, in the form of Ranil Wickremesinghe, announces the appointment of a 3-member committee. Now, one of those lawyers is and because the Bank of Ceylon plays such a vital role in this whole story, one of the 3 lawyers is actually attached to the chambers of the Bank of Ceylon chairman. Now, these are facts. These are not pie-in-the-sky allegations. All very suspicious, don't you think? Well, not suspicious, but all very odd.
Whereas this appointment, this sudden decision to appoint a committee of 3 lawyers, UNP lawyers at that,
Yeah.
was a completely intriguing thing, because what really the country wanted and the parliament wanted and the public who raised this issue wanted was a proper investigation. And what was the terms of reference given to this committee?
Yes, those poor chaps couldn't look into it.
No, the committee itself, in their report, they say we were given a limited terms of reference. We could not go into and investigate it properly. Therefore, we recommend a proper investigation.
So then, the doctor, so obviously the former governor has been found faulty at different points. But very significant, I want to ask you this. I really want to ask you this question. Mr. Mahendran on several occasions insisted that he was not at the auction floor. True or false? What did he tell you?
Yes, he was not there, but he came to the, what do you call the
Auction
room,
floor.
auction floor. Yes.
Yes.
At,
So he was in the corridor outside.
yes, 1.5 hours later with 2 deputy governors, and at that moment he indicated on the paper and asked the superintendent,
Yeah.
why don't you go for 10? Huh? And they said usually
Or was it? Did he say why didn't you go for 20 or was it 10?
earlier 20,
Right.
but they objected.
Right.
I mean this
Mr.
public
Seni
department.
Ratna.
Yes, Mr. Seni Ratna.
Yeah.
Then he
Wonderful
asked, go for 10. Huh? And the other issue is, this is the first time in the history that the governor of the central bank intervened that issue. They had no experience of these officers in the public department or the auction room. That the governor intervening that issue
So, very odd. Very odd.
from the beginning.
From the beginning. So, what was the vehicle? How did they make their profit, or how did these odd actions result in a loss to the people?
Because they utilized the money in EPF
Yeah.
as well the Bank of Ceylon.
That's where it is
Yeah.
coming. It gets hotter when you consider. Do you know how many % of the bonds purchased by perpetual treasuries ended up with the EPF? Do you know how much it is?
I can't say exactly now. No.
Right. Well, I have a note.
Yes.
Somebody has computed it for us. Doctor, the Prime Minister has no business making these sort of orders to the central bank. It's completely against the rules. Why did Mr. Mahendran follow those instructions? But did he say that in court? Did he admit that it was the Prime Minister who?
Yes, Prime Minister instructed to change that traditional system, the method of bidding, replacement, and he's responsible. I mean, the Prime Minister is totally responsible for this issue. Because one thing, he appointed Arjun Mahendran as a governor. The second thing is the central bank is under him, not under finance minister.
Exactly.
Yes.
So these are the differences there. All the laws and all the statutes talks about the minister in charge of the subject of finance, the Minister of Finance. But the central bank is under a ministry under which Mr. Wickremesinghe is the minister. So, do you think that Mr. Wickremesinghe is trying to run the government the way he runs his party, by changing the constitution so many times, and every time he's changed the constitution, it has actually benefited the leader of the United National Party? Do you think maybe you might not want to answer that question? Maybe Mr. Rusiripala would like to answer that question.
I too, because it's a matter for the UNP if they are tolerating what is happening inside.
No, but
the
it's
UNP.
not a matter of the UNP. This is a matter of this country. We're not going to have a dictator. We are in a democracy. How can we have a dictator? No dictators.
The public will decide it. They have the option to decide whether they should support a dictatorship or not in the exercise of their franchise. So therefore, whatever a party does is a matter for the party.
That's why we deeply concerned in the formation of the new constitution.
Yeah.
We always we are always on an eye with what is his intention. Actually, he wants to abolish the executive presidency, or he wants to take the executive powers to the Prime Minister.
Well, he's lost. I don't know how many elections, but I think around 29 elections. So this is remarkable, because he's the man who's a Prime Minister, even though he's failed at 29 elections. Margaret Thatcher was probably the greatest Prime Minister Britain had. She never lost an election, but nevertheless she couldn't stay on as Prime Minister. But this one has lost 29. He's come in, he's become Prime Minister because President Sirisena was nice enough to lend him some people, all right? And now he's becoming more and more dictatorial. Sorry, Prime Minister, but this COPE report is very, very essential, because it shows a very dictatorial process. But it was Yar Palani. You came in here under Yar Palani. What do you think?
That is not the expectation of the people. Actually, this government, president as well, this cabinet or the government promised the people to reveal all the corruptions, and they promised to charge the corruption. That is not even the corruptions or wastage done by the previous government. That practice should applied to this government even. The serious issue is, this is the first incident that COPE investigated issue of the current government. We still talking about
the past.
The past.
Yeah.
But if it is the way the UNPS acting in the COPE, when there are issues coming, that is not the Yapalni. That is very serious issue. Very serious issue.
Dr. Nalindra Jatisa, thank you very much for coming on Newsline and telling us. And we do hope that the COPE report, we are hoping for COPE, and we are hoping that the scope of COPE will cover all the issues that are at the heart of the public's mind. Mr. Rusiripala Tennakoon, What do you say? Last 2-3 seconds, quickly.
I think Prime Minister gave directions. Directions were carried out by Arjuna Mahendran. This aspect also will have to be looked into as to how this happened and why this happened.
And as we heard yesterday that Arjuna Mahendran has gone away from the country, we do hope that his dear friend, Mr. Vikram Singh, will ask him to come back and to answer the questions that will surely arise now. And in the meantime, for all those people who committed this great, perpetrated this great scam, sorry, but you know the truth does catch up at some point. In the meantime, take care, have a great day, and God bless.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.